CBS's Ed O'Keefe joins us live tonight from Washington. And Ed, as the president gets ready to leave the hospital in about an hour or so, Joe Biden is back on the campaign trail.
That's right, guys. He is in Miami tonight, stopped in Little Haiti and Little Havana, two neighborhoods of that big city, where obviously attention paid today to African-American and Latino voters, two groups he needs to boost support with there in the Sunshine State. And the contrast between what the Biden campaign does out on the road and what the president's campaign does is quite stark. Today, as he was leaving Delaware to head to Florida, he was talking to reporters on the tarmac, and his wife, Jill, literally came over and pulled him back from reporters. He was getting too close to them, at least for her comfort, and she reminded him he has to keep his social distance. When he's out on the road, always wears a mask, keeps his events smaller with only invite-only crowds, unlike the tens of thousands who show up to see the president when he holds rallies. And of course, the president and his team continue to mock Biden for his decision to wear masks and hold those smaller events. Interestingly, aides today to the president who worked for his campaign suggested that the COVID-19 diagnosis might actually be a net positive for the president. As one aide put it, I'm just summarizing here, she said he has experience as commander-in-chief, he has experience as a business leader, and now he has experience as someone who's had COVID-19, unlike Joe Biden, who hasn't.
Interesting. Ed, what about this week's vice presidential debate? Do you anticipate any changes?
We do anticipate at least some changes to the scenery, if you will. Well, CBS News has learned just in the last few minutes here that Vice President Pence and Kamala Harris will be divided in some way by some piece of plexiglass that will be put between them. We actually have seen this used now in a few other congressional debates across the country where the candidates have requested a plexiglass divider just to create a little more protection. Over the weekend, the campaigns had agreed to keep at least 12 feet of distance between the vice president and Senator Harris, up from the 7 feet originally. So that's one more change there. By the way, aides to the president tonight tell CBS News it is his intention to be at that next presidential debate next week. And coming up on the CBS Evening News, we'll have live coverage of the president's return to the White House, plus more on how the campaigns are adjusting to the president's COVID diagnosis.
All right, Ed O'Keefe, always great to hear your insight. You always do a great job. Thank you, Ed. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.